Hey everyone, welcome to My Wife the Dietitian, a weekly podcast about lifestyle and healthy eating. I'm Rob, and together with my wife Sandra, we invite you to join us on this informative yet entertaining journey through the complex world of healthy eating.
We'll cover everything but the kitchen sink. Each week we'll discuss topics ranging from how to protect yourself from developing cancer, spicy foods to rev up the libido, to caring for your palliative grandfather with Alzheimer's.
We'll also delve into more complex issues like, what the heck is oat milk? Why doesn't my butt fit into these jeans? And every guy's favorite question, will eating spinach really make it bigger? Join us each week as we strive to educate, enlighten, and entertain you. Have you ever noticed that pharmacies are a lot bigger than they used to be? There are even large pharmaceutical sections in most grocery stores now, and often an aisle in most convenience stores. It seems there is a pill, ointment, or medicine for every possible malfunction of the human body. It's no surprise that pharmaceutical companies are some of the richest on the planet. As a society, we've come to expect that we can break, and there will be a pill that magically fixes us. Unfortunately, that doesn't always work. So where does that leave us? Ideally, the best approach is to not get sick in the first place. We've all heard the motto, prevention is the key. Well, preventative medicine, another booming multi-billion-dollar industry, has taken a strong foothold in our daily lives and has convinced us that we need an entire alphabet of vitamins and a periodic table full of minerals. Has mankind somehow morphed into a race of bionic superhumans? Have we evolved so much that we need a bucket load of pills every morning just to get through the day? Do my Flintstone chewables just not cut it anymore? Something doesn't seem right. Big Pharma is certainly getting richer, but I haven't noticed any superhuman powers emerging. Is there another option? Let's talk to Sandra and find out. Hey Sandra.
Hey Rob.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
So, what do you think? Have we become too reliant on various forms of pills these days?
It seems like there is, like you said, the pharmacies are getting bigger, and there's definitely a lot of information out there about, pop this supplement to make sure you're getting this, and yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it's the easy fix. It's part of our society and our mentality these days. It seems anyway that anytime something hurts or we break something, there's a pill or a medicine we can take, and that's what we just think. We just think, I better go get a pill for that, or we don't rely on our own body to fix things anymore. It's moved into the more pharmaceutical approach, and I think it's bled into food and how we think about our nutrition as well, with taking vitamins and all that sort of thing. But
I think, lots of nutritional science is kind of isolated different nutrients, so vitamins and minerals and phytochemicals and antioxidants, and so they they basically synthesize them into a pill, and then you can take them instead of eating them.
It's, I get this funny picture in my head sometimes as I watch the world sort of progress forward, and I look at food and how we eat, and I think of the Jetsons when we were kids, watching the Jetsons, the sort of space age futuristic cartoon, and they would be served, their butler or whatever would come to them with this like fancy covered silver platter, and you'd open it up and there'd be this pill on the plate, and they'd like put a drop of water on it or something, and it would go poof into a steak and potatoes or whatever it was. It's like, that's kind of, there's so many things these days where it's like a little package, and like you open
synthesized.
it. And, you open it and throw it in the blender with some water and whatever, and it's like your meal. And it's like, that's just like the Jetsons is coming true. It's weird.
I know, That's funny. Yeah.
But that's just part of our speed up everything to get more done kind of mentality. And I'm guessing you're going to tell us that we can get everything we need through food.
Well, I mean, I think in general, food has always provided the nutrition that our body needs. So I think what's happened is most of North Americans, like I think the majority, are not getting the vegetables and fruits and whole grains that they should be getting to get those important nutrients, including, the fiber and phytochemicals and the things you can't get in a pill or a supplemental form.
Right. We all need to eat more fruits and vegetables. We've been hearing that forever. But there's reasons to eat those. And what's the difference between popping a pill? Like, why can't I pop a pill? Is it better? Is it different than what I'm going to get through food?
Oh, that's a good question. It's actually, there's a couple aspects to that. The pill could be more than what your body needs. So that's like mega dosing, kind of like getting way too much, and then your body might not actually absorb other things, and then you'll become deficient in other minerals or nutrients. So that's one aspect of it. And then also the food, the synergistic effect of the elements in the food play a role in how our body absorbs the nutrition and how we get the vitamins and minerals.
Right. Interesting. So there's a lot more science to it, it sounds like.
Yeah, and there's an art to cooking.
There is an art to cooking. It's
not just science. There's
no,
art
I know.
for sure.
Of course there is.
That's the best thing about foods and nutrition. It's science and art.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about some of the nutrients, I guess they're called, like vitamins and minerals. That's what nutrients are, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. Let's talk about some of the things that we need to get. Part of this podcast, we want to talk about increasing our immunity, how to, like, through food.
Right, or maintaining the immunity.
Yeah. Through food. So we want to discuss kind of some of the important nutrients that we need to get through our food in order to stay healthy. So is there some main ones that people need to have?
Yeah, absolutely. Beta carotene is one. Actually, we're going to talk about 8. Okay. We're going to go through 8 different ones, and each one we can talk a little bit about what it is and where to find it in our food sources. And basically, most of them we will get over the week anyways, like daily, maybe not every single day with every single thing, but with healthy diet and balance of nutrition. It's not like looking at just one day. It's kind of like looking at, the week and how did I do for the week kind of thing.
It's like your step counter, like how many steps for the week. And some days are lower and some days are higher, but over the course of the week, you're evening out.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So we're going to start at number 8 or number 1?
We're going to start at B.
Okay. We're going to start at B. It's the alphabet.
Because it's funny. Actually, B, the beta carotene, is a precursor to vitamin A, which is A, right? So, yeah. So beta carotene is found in the orange vegetables and fruits. So
and carrots.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, carrots.
I always think carrots.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Carrots. I remember in university, there was somebody who was they ate so many carrots, and they were in our nutrition class. And the professor actually mentioned, I think you have too much vitamin A, because she was actually turning a bit orange.
Seriously. That's the thing. I always thought that was a joke.
I think it's more like a liver problem, but anyways. So, okay, beta carotene is an antioxidant found in plant foods. And I mentioned it's like the orange, so sweet potatoes and carrots and mango and spinach, actually, broccoli,
oh, really?
Pumpkin.
Spinach?
Yeah.
I don't picture beta carotene being in spinach.
It is, It's the building block for vitamin A, and it helps regulate the immune system by keeping the skin and the tissues in the mouth and gastrointestinal tract and respiratory system healthy. So that's how that one works. And yeah, basically including one one dark orange vegetable or fruit a day would give you the beta carotene you need.
Right. So just eating like a carrot.
Yeah, or a serving of carrots. So like if that's cooked carrots or a big carrot. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So rabbits must get a lot of beta carotene, hey?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Is there any studies that have looked at ear growth with related to beta carotene?
You're so funny.
Or
Are you talking about a bunny rabbit?
Jumping power,
yeah,
perhaps?
Right. That's funny. No, but actually there was a study that was the one study in nutrition that showed people that took supplements of beta carotene, smokers, had an increased risk of lung cancer.
Really?
Yeah. So it actually showed that, okay, sometimes more is not better when it comes to supplements.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Anything more on beta carotene?
Nope. It is a phytochemical and antioxidant, so it's an important one to include.
And should we get into that?
Well, vitamin C is an antioxidant also, and that's the next one we're going to talk about. So A, B, C.
Why don't we talk about
Actually, look at that. A, B, C, D,
Well, I said
E.
it's like the alphabet.
Wow,
right?
It is.
Why don't we quickly sort of, if there is a quick definition of antioxidant, or maybe explain why those are important.
Antioxidants are natural elements found in foods, and they protect body cells from damage caused by harmful molecules called free radicals.
The free radicals. It sounds like the name of a band.
Well, for an example of the way free radicals can damage cells, think of the body as a car, and the metal of the car will rust over time when it mixes with oxygen. So when treated with a protective coating, the rust can be prevented from damaging the car so quickly.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, and eating the plant foods rich in antioxidants daily can help protect your body cells from free radical damage and breakdown. And the free radicals are formed from normal body processes when the body uses oxygen. So others come from cigarette smoke and environmental toxins, pollutants in the air. So antioxidants protect body cells from the damage caused by free radicals.
Okay, that makes sense. Does everyone understand that? Any questions?
Well, and then so we talked about beta carotene as being an antioxidant, like it acts in that way. So these come from, like antioxidants come from phytochemicals, which are natural plant chemicals. So phyto means plant and chemical means chemical. Phytochemicals.
Chemical means chemical. Yeah, there you go. A little, what is it? A little language lesson for us.
That's right.
Linguistics.
So it's kind of cool because with phytochemicals, a plant cannot, like an animal or human can move away from a predator, and a plant cannot. So they emit these plant chemicals, like predators such as insects and fungi. And so the plant chemicals that the plant emits give the plant its color and are act as antioxidants. And when eaten by humans, the phytochemicals can protect cells from breakdown.
Cool.
Yeah. So and the thing is, that's why eating a plant-focused diet is important, because then you get more of these beneficial phytochemicals.
Well, that's really interesting. Science is really, it's really interesting once you understand it.
Yeah.
Which I never really did. I was never very good in science, but once I kind of understood a concept, I'm like, whoa, that's really cool.
Well, you were in psychology and sociology, which is a more a different type of science.
I understand your brain.
Or the interpersonal relationships
Sure.
and communication and all that.
We all have our special powers, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, so let's move through the alphabet here. Are you done with beta carotene?
Yep. Well, actually, it's interesting with the beta carotene. I mentioned the orange color, and so it kind of comes back to the phytochemical, the plant chemicals. They emit a certain color in their skin of the plant, and like for instance, berries have bright color, purple on the blueberries and raspberries and strawberries. So berries have lots of antioxidants because of their bright colors and plant chemicals, their phytochemicals. And so that's why it's recommended to eat the color of the rainbow. So eating all the different colors of plant foods and trying to include about 5 different colors a day.
Because that'll give you all your phytochemicals.
Yeah, the variety of phytochemicals.
Okay.
Because they all have different, we've learned now over the last few decades what these phytochemicals can do in our body. And so a lot of them have different functions in different parts of our body.
It's like a little team of caped crusaders working through your body to get rid of the bad guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I get it.
There we go. That's right. Yeah. So back to, we talked about beta carotene, and vitamin C is an antioxidant, and it's really important. It's rich in lots of fruits and vegetables, as you probably know.
That's probably the most common nutrient, vitamin, whatever we're calling these, that people will be familiar with. I would think it's pretty. Yeah.
It's pretty common. Yeah. So its function is to help with healthy skin and tissue, and it also helps protect cells from damage as its antioxidant effect there.
Right. Is there anything like why is that one so popular? I mean, if it's only working on your skin, isn't there more that it does?
It works on a lot of our cell processes, and it's you pee it out quite quickly, so it has a very short half-life, and once you have something with vitamin C, it's in your body, it does its work, but it is water soluble. You get rid of it quite quickly.
Right, and it's probably accessible, like it's in a lot of different foods, I would think, and easy to get.
Yeah, like citrus fruits, berries, melons, tomatoes, broccoli, bell peppers, potatoes.
Potatoes? Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
Is that, I don't want to get on a tangent, but does that have anything to do with the potato famine?
No, nothing.
Okay, we won't go there. That'll be another podcast.
In Ireland.
Yeah.
That was their biggest crop. And then when the blight went through that crop, it devastated their economy because they were relying on one product and one crop. And it devastated their economy, and that's what they ate. So a lot of them starved to death.
Right. So I wasn't good in history either.
Or you just
apparently.
You're
well, I didn't
funny.
pay attention. I don't know.
Well, I think that, I mean, I'm not an expert on that at all, but I don't think that vitamin C, I don't think that was connected. Although, I mean, if they didn't have their potatoes, then they lost a source of vitamin C.
Well, yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that. But anyway, anything else about vitamin C, or do we need to move on to vitamin D?
Well, people probably wonder how much vitamin C they need.
I know I do.
Well, smokers need more vitamin C than non-smokers. Just again, because of the antioxidant effect, they need to, get rid of those free radicals, like more free radicals that they're creating with smoking. But what we need is basically, it's like the equivalent of an orange. That's all we need every day. And I mean, if you have a wound, like if you're healing after surgery, or if you have certain specific needs, you might need a boost of vitamin C. Or if you're anemic and you need more iron, vitamin C helps the absorption of iron in the gut. So there's certain cases for sure that you would need more vitamin C than just the basic 60 milligrams a day.
Right, right. And can you take too much vitamin C, or do you just pee it out, like you said?
No, there is an upper limit, the upper tolerable level, it's called. And it's 2,000 milligrams. And then at that level, it's kind of like it has a pharmacological effect in your body. It's more like a drug versus a vitamin. And at that level, you can start to develop kidney stones and have issues because it's just too much for your body. And also there's actually cases of rebound scurvy where, say, people were taking like megadose vitamin C and then they went on a camping trip and they didn't bring their supplements, and then they actually had the symptoms of scurvy, like bleeding gums and different symptoms, because their body is relying on that level of vitamin C and then they aren't taking it. So
weird. Or maybe it isn't weird. I guess it makes sense. But yeah, I hadn't heard of that. So scurvy. Yes. One thing I wanted to mention too is on vitamin containers, you see IU written. Is that the same as milligrams? It's
different. It's called international units.
Okay.
So it's just a different measurement.
Okay, but it's indicating how much of that vitamin is in there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And IU, you'll see that with vitamin D. And that's, I think, the only one that is actually, a lot of them are milligrams or micrograms. If it's a micronutrient, then you're going to you just need a little bit, right, like a trace amount. But it is worth noting that on your vitamin supplement container, there should be something called an NPN. It's called a natural product number. And that means that Health Canada's looked at it for standards of safety, quality, and health claims.
Okay. So not everything that's available on the shelf in the store is necessarily safe?
Well, look for the NPN. I was looking through our at our various supplements and saw the NPN numbers on them, so I know that they have they meet those Health Canada standards.
I guess it's maybe more of an issue if you're buying stuff online now, which is a bit more common. So
if you're getting something
you don't know what you're getting.
That's right. That's a good point.
All right. Okay. So where are we now? D.
Yes.
Vitamin D.
Vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin.
Sunshine.
The one that if you don't take any supplements at all, that one is the one you're most likely to become deficient in, just because I think a third of Canadians are deficient, a third of North Americans, because of where we live. And in the winter, we don't store the vitamin D. It's a sunshine vitamin. So we actually, even on a sunny day in the middle of winter, if you had all your skin exposed, you won't be converting that hormone.
Well, you'd be really cold too.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, exactly.
All your skin exposed on a cold day in the winter.
Yeah. And so if you go down south, like Florida or Arizona or Mexico or wherever for a holiday in the winter, you're going to increase your vitamin D stores. And that's a really good thing. But if you can't do that, then definitely that's one that you could probably take a supplement, and that would be a good thing. And actually, from age 0 to over 100, everybody needs the vitamin D. And it used to be that people took cod liver oil.
Yeah, I remember that. Nasty.
Yeah, and that was for the vitamin D.
Oh, really?
Yeah, except with cod liver oil, there's a little bit too much vitamin A that we don't necessarily need as a supplement. So taking just a vitamin D supplement, a vitamin D3, and taking, 400, 600, 1,000. So upper limit is 4,000 with vitamin D. And you have to, in Canada, or in BC, you have to pay for vitamin D blood test. So like it's not covered as a regular panel for your lab work. So a lot of people don't get it done. But, it's the deficiency of vitamin D is linked with depression, a lot of mental health issues. And there's vitamin D receptors on most of our cells in our body. So what happens when you have a chronic deficiency of vitamin D over time, like the long term, you have more likelihood of increasing your risk for breast cancer, for prostate cancer, for autoimmune diseases like MS and lupus. And so there's lots of kind of ripple effects with having a vitamin D deficiency.
Interesting. So yeah, that's a big one then. And how long does your body store, like you said, if you go down south and you get all the sunshine, how long does your body store that?
It's I think it's different for everybody. Depends on how much fat you have.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, there's a good example for people in long-term care and they're taking lots of different pills every day. Instead of taking one a day, a vitamin D supplement, what they do is they give them once a week a 10,000 IUs of vitamin D.
Right.
So that's a big dose once a week because it's fat soluble, it stays in the system, and then it equates to a little bit more than 1,000 a day. And so then they're getting their vitamin D. It helps. It also helps with bone health. So it helps your gut absorb calcium. So it helps prevent fractures. It keeps your immune system strong. Vitamin D, I could talk about that we could do a whole another episode on it.
I can see that. Well, let's just say it's really important. And we'll leave it at that. And
one thing.
Okay, one more thing. Just one more thing.
So it helps to regulate immune cell function, and it's found in the diet in fatty fish.
Oh, right.
Salmon, tuna, mackerel, and some fortified foods like milk. Some orange juice has fortification. Margarine has some vitamin D.
And fortified means they've just added it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't occur naturally. They've added it.
Yeah.
So a lot of fish then, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, fish is a really good source. So like one serving of fish is 900 IUs of. So that's, and one serving is about the size of the palm of your hand or a deck of cards.
Right, okay.
So, we do suggest, especially for the omega-3s, and we're not going to talk about that as much right now, but you should take at least 1 serving to 2 servings of fish a week.
All right.
So we were talking about 8 different nutrients that we're going to expand on, the vitamins and minerals. And because there's so much to talk about with this, I'm going to mention all 8 right now, and then we can
just so you're not hanging there.
Yeah. So the beta carotene, which is actually precursor to vitamin A, we talked about, and then vitamin C, vitamin D. Next will be zinc, vitamin E, selenium, probiotics, and protein. But I think we mentioned at the start, the supplement cannot make up for unhealthy eating habits.
It cannot.
No.
Which means you gotta eat food. You can't just rely on vitamins.
Yeah, it could help fill in the gaps, but it shouldn't be used instead of eating well or as an excuse to routinely run on overly processed foods or junk foods or, fast food. That's a vitamin pill isn't going to help your overall dietary health.
Exactly. It's amazing how many people think that, myself included at one point in time too. I'm sure I thought, oh, it's okay, I'll just take my vitamin and I'll be fine. But I know better now. So it's a good thing we've brought that up. All
right. So we will talk more about zinc will be the next one we talk about.
Yeah, on our next episode, we will carry on because there's just, like Sandra said, she could talk about vitamin D alone for the whole episode.
Not alone,
but almost
the subject.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we would discuss it together.
Just joking.
Yeah. So next episode, we will discuss the rest of the list of 8.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. We'll see you guys then.
Great. So, turns out Rob was right. After doing more research, his thoughts about the Great Potato Famine were correct. Vitamin C deficiency and scurvy played a huge role in the starvation of the Irish people. Makes sense that he knows that piece of history. He is half Irish, after all.
Thanks for joining us today on My Wife the Dietitian. If you like what you heard, don't be shy. Leave us a comment or review, and be sure to share our podcast with your friends. If you'd like to hear more, hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on our social media pages for updates, episode trailers, and other odds and ends. For more info and links on what we discussed on today's episode, check the show notes. We'll be back next week with another informative and fun-filled episode.